Big week for crypto, big week for XRP. We see that reflected in the prices. Bitcoin going to all-time highs, XRP approaching $3. It feels like we are on the cusp. This is a weekly recap video for those of you that may have missed some of the news, don't have time to dig through all the minutia. We're going to hit all the big stories here. Now, if you want the fine details, there's a playlist. It'll be in the pinned comment linked. It has all the individual videos of the week. But again, this is an overview. Now, before we get into the recap, we had some breaking news. Grayscale versus the SEC, some tensions are rising. Grayscale, they're firing back at the SEC after a surprise stay was ordered for their ETF launch. If you remember, this was going to be the first ETF in crypto history that included XRP and also a basket product. It had Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. And the SEC said, you're ready for launch. And on the morning of launch, they're like, oh, with no explanation, we're going to have to put a hold on this. Grayscale's really going after him. Now, experts say this is likely procedural, not political. And GDLC, that's the name of the ETF, is still expected to launch soon. I love these types of products. They allow you to invest in the broader crypto market with just, one investment. The problem with Grayscale is they have very high fees, 2%, but I don't really care. Get that thing across the finish line, get XRP in an actual ETF, and more will follow suit here shortly. Now, the other bit of news here that broke here today, it's expected that Chairman Powell will step down. And, this could clear the way for rate cuts. Obviously, he's in some sort of fight with the president. And I think someone new with a long-term horizon is what's needed here because, there's a lot in front of us here. And Powell's at the end of his term. It will be up in March. I think it'll be good to get someone fresh in there that can execute a plan over 4 or 5 years at a minimum here. During the week, markets reacted well. S&P hit an all-time high. NASDAQ hit an all-time high. NVIDIA became the first stock to hit a $4 trillion market cap in stock market history. Right now, at the time of this recording, Bitcoin sitting at $117,000. Ethereum, it can't hold that 3,000 level. It's looking bullish. It's up on the day. It's up 17% on the 7-day, but it just can't quite hold it. We're at $2,950. XRP looking good, though, up 24% on the 7-day at the time of this recording, $2.77. It sure feels like we're going to just blast right past that $3 level and get up to new all-time highs. I can't wait to see that. It's only a matter of time. Now, it's expected that the first crypto bill will be signed into law next week. Trump's first crypto win is locked in next week. The president is expected to sign the Genius Act. That's the one that legitimizes stablecoins. Now, market infrastructure will be next. That's what will classify what's a security, what's a commodity, lay the rules of the road for everything else. But this is a big first step. Get that infrastructure bill in there. And stablecoins, they're going to onboard a lot of stuff, a lot of institutions. It's going to onboard just a lot of use cases within crypto. It's step one, but a big one here. During the week, we discussed Ripple and BNY Mellon. Major power move here within crypto. This is reported by the Wall Street Journal. Ripple tapped BNY Mellon to safeguard reserves for its stablecoin RLUSD. It is really legitimizing this asset. As a premier stablecoin, you are getting custody from one of the world's oldest banks, and I think the oldest bank here in the United States. Just a big power move by Ripple really catapults that stablecoin to new heights. Now, Link2 filed for bankruptcy. John Deaton is on this big time, fighting for investors, for their rights, for their money. John is saying between $500 million and $2 billion is in customer investor funds, not Link2s, that are tied up in this process, and he is suing the former CEO, trying to recover money, recover funds for those investors that are stuck on that platform. We will continue to cover this. Again, the money's there. That part's really good. We just don't want creditors, which may be the U.S. government and the SEC and attorneys that are now running things. We don't want them dipping in and getting customer funds. So we'll keep following this as we go forward. John's doing a great job. Now, this week, Brad Garlinghouse, he talked before the U.S. Senate, And, some people were upset because he wasn't the star of the attraction. I think he talked 5 times. Look, he was there, and that's what matters. And Ripple will be part of the future of crypto in this country. And that's really all that matters. This is so different than in the past. You would have had, Joe Lubin or someone like that. Now Ripple is front and center, talking with regulators, appearing before the Senate. That was a big deal, a historic moment. Congratulations to Brad for getting invited and doing well at that conference. Now, the Ripple Swell 2025 lineup just dropped, and this is important. You see that shift happening. The speakers, Franklin Templeton, BNY Mellon, Citi, CME Group, Hidden Road. This is a Wall Street summit hosted by Ripple. This isn't just a crypto conference. This is a peek behind the curtain at the new financial system that we will see rolling out here shortly. This really could be a historic year for XRP. I talked about this earlier in the week. We have Ripple applying for their banking license. I think they're going to get it. Going to be a huge move. Now, the question is, does it happen this year or does that roll into next? A lot of people are telling me it may happen by the end of this year. It's my expectation that it'll be 2026 when they actually get that banking license. Grayscale, of course, launching that large cap fund, the first fund to have XRP, held as one of the assets. To me, that's big. 10 other XRP spot ETF filings, XRP only, are in progress. We're going to get some of those across the finish line. BlackRock rumored to be eyeing an XRP ETF. I think it's going to happen. Forget approval. When they file, it's going to be a game changer there. XRP position is a bridge asset for global CBDC corridors. Even though the U.S. isn't going the CBDC route right now, at least, you're going to have a lot of people globally doing that. A lot are looking at Ripple to build out those systems. And lastly, Robinhood and Bitstamp. They're going to be launching a derivatives exchange. It will be built on top of the XRP Ledger. Look, if some of these things happened, we've already had a historic year. There's a good shot all of them happen. This is going to be an epic bull run for XRP. You haven't seen anything yet. We got a lot to look forward to. Also, we have an ETF filed by the president's crypto company here. It's the blue chip ETF filing, and XRP made the cut alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Crow, because that's going to be offered by crypto.com. So again, once again, a big ETF, XRP making the cut. It only has a 2% allocation. Wouldn't worry that much about it, though. At the end of the day, it's in there, and that's what matters. These are actively managed. They can up the percentage. XRP can outperform, and it will just inherently have more value in that ETF. Just get it in there. If you have an ETF, a basket ETF, the more that have XRP, that's just more money that's going to flow and hit that asset. To me, it's incredibly bullish. And lastly, during this week, the SEC, they offered new guidance for the crypto space, for ETF issuers. For the first time ever, the SEC has released formal guidance for crypto ETPs, a major step towards clearance for regulated crypto ETFs in the United States. It's really good because we have clear custody rules, disclosures, NAV, streamlined path for ETF approvals. Institutional confidence is really growing, and we expect XRP, Solana, and Doge to be approved here shortly. Now, the catch: full listing rules aren't coming out till later this year. No ETF approvals just yet. This is just a framework, but we might have to wait on complex altcoin issues like staking. They face some delays, but we're going to get there. Things are moving along in terms of regulations, adoption, money flowing into this space. We are looking good. We are on the precipice. I can't wait. Again, I'll have that playlist list down below if you want to check out any of the kind of minutia, more detail, more stuff that happened during the week. But that was the big overview of everything. I think we are set up perfect for a really, really explosive week this week coming up. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.